Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare.
Jayo Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. A very warm welcome to all of you for today's session on the Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll start our session with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So we discussed in our previous session Mother Devabhuti. She has requested her glorious son Bhagwan Kapil to talk about Bhakti Yoga and to tell her about the Moolam. If you remember, in the previous shloka, in the previous session we discussed Mother Devabhuti, she said that yan moolam tat prachakshate. So, my dear son, you have spoken about so many things, but that did not please Mother Deva. No other philosophy except bhakti can please us. If you remember, we discussed a shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam in the previous session. I mentioned that shloka. All of you in the comment section mention the shloka number. सवै पुंसाम परो धर्मो यतो भक्ति रथोक्षजे अहेतु की अप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसिदति. It's in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yayatma suprasidati. The only process when we follow can please the spirit soul is bhakti yoga, bhakti to Krishna. Atma suprasidati. Because you see, in this material world, there are many processes or there are many methods. Because as we know, there are 4 platforms of existences. The lowest platform is called the bodily platform of existence. And higher than that is mental platform of existence. Above that is intellectual platform of existence. And the highest platform is the spiritual platform of existence or bhakti, devotional service to Krishna. That is the highest. So, if a person is in bodily platform, so there are many things which can please him. For example, if you give him nice food, he'll be pleased. Or if he is in mode of ignorance, then nonsensical things will please him. For example, liquor, drugs, tobacco, all these kinds of useless and very bad things, which are actually dangerous for a living entity, will please him. Actually, it's not pleasing him, it's basically because that person is in mode of ignorance. So it's under illusion, he thinks that this is pleasing him, but no. So those bodily platform of existence, there are many things which may please them. Those who are on mental platform of existence, they get pleasure in mental activity. For example, painting, singing. Nowadays, we see many people read some books. Biographies of some leader or some historical personality, reading books, novels. So these are all mental activities. Nowadays, even the yoga societies, they teach meditation. The meditation which we see nowadays being practiced by people, that is also a mental activity. It has nothing to do with the spirit soul. Right? So those who are on mental platform, they find pleasure in mental activities. Those who are on bodily platform, they find pleasure in bodily activity. Now those who are on intellectual platform, how they find pleasure? So they find pleasure in speculation. Speculating about God, speculating about Krishna. Right? So generally such people, they become impersonalists. But only when a person reaches spiritual platform, only when a person reaches spiritual platform, he finds pleasure in touching Krishna. Touching Krishna. When a person is on spiritual platform, Atma, the platform of the spirit soul, he finds pleasure in touching Krishna. But how do we touch Krishna? So such a person finds pleasure in performing loving devotional service to Krishna. So that is why Bhakti Yoga is a process which directly transcends us to spiritual platform. Because you see, what do we do in Bhakti Yoga? The first day we are hearing Krishna Katha. That is the basis of Bhakti Yoga. Our Bhakti Yoga starts by Shravanam, by hearing from Guru, by hearing from the spiritual master about whom? About Krishna. Spiritual master will never talk about nonsensical things. He will talk about Krishna. So so we immediately get connected to Krishna. That is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. We directly transcend from bodily platform to spiritual platform by the process of Shravanam. We have no ordinary people, they have no knowledge about how powerful Shravanam is. Of course, that Shravanam should be from a pure devotee, from a self-realized soul. If we do Shravanam from some businessman who is making a business out of Bhagavad Gita, who is making a business out of Srimad Bhagavatam, so hearing from them will have no effect. But when we hear from a pure devotee, when we hear from a person who loves Krishna, then that has a very deep impact on our heart. That's when our heart gets transformed. So Bhakti Yoga is a process which begins with Shravanam. Shravanam is the basis of Bhakti Yoga. But Shravanam from whom? Not from professional reciters, no. A professional person, a professional reciter, a person who has made bhakti as a profession to earn money, whose goal of speaking, who speaks to please others, he can never transform hearts of people. Only the person who speaks to please Krishna can transform people's hearts. And by hearing such a person, we advance very quickly from bodily platform to spiritual platform. This is the test of whom we should hear. If a person's goal is to please people, then we should never listen to him. But if a person's goal is to please Krishna, then we should listen to him. Preaching is meant to please Krishna, not to please people. Because people are on a platform, they don't know what is good for them. So only the spiritual master knows what is good for people. And he will never talk anything except Krishna. So that is what now Mother Devahuti is asking Bhagwan Kapil. Bhakti Yoga se yan moola bhakti. What she is saying, yan moola bhakti. Because bhakti is the mool, it's the root of everything. All yoga processes have to culminate in Bhakti Yoga. And although Mother Devahuti has been hearing so much from, you see, last so many chapters, she has heard so much. She has asked so many questions. But now she wants to listen about Bhakti. Why? Because nothing else can please a person. Nothing else. The only thing which pleases the spirit soul is Bhakti, loving devotion to Krishna, touch of Krishna. Right? So now today we'll begin our discussion with text 3, Shloka number 3 of the 29th chapter of the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Virago yena purusho bhagavan sarvato bhavet. आचक्ष्वजीव लोकस्य विविधा मम संस्कृति विरागो येन पुरुषो भगवन् सर्वतो भवेत् आचक्ष्वजीव लोकस्य विविधा मम संस्कृतिः. Translation. Devahuti continued, My dear Lord, please also describe in detail, both for myself and for people in general, the continual process of birth and death. For by hearing of such calamities, we may become detached from the activities of this material world. You see, so now in this shloka, what is Mother Devahuti asking? She wants people to know Mother Devahuti, the most glorious woman in the whole universe. She wants everyone to know about this Bhavasagar. What is Bhavasagar? What is Bhavasagar? You see the word is used here in this shloka, you can see on your screen. In the last sentence of this shloka, Vividham Samsritihi. Samsritihi. Samsriti. Sam. Samsriti. Samsriti. From Samsriti comes the word Sansar. Samsriti is the root word, and from that comes the word Sansar. Sansar means this whole material world. This material world is called Sansar. So Samsriti means this whole material existence, which is also called Bhavasagar or Bhavasagar. Bhavasagar means ocean of birth and death. So Mother Devahuti, she wants everyone to know about how dangerous this material world is. You see, ordinary people, they have no understanding of how dangerous this material world is. Till we are human beings, we can control things. At least we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We can remember Krishna. At least that much we can do, isn't it? But the moment a person leaves this body, this human body, he loses control over everything. After that, even though he may want, still he can't do anything to progress, to save himself. The only form of life which can save a person is human life. Because once human life is finished, we can't do anything to save ourselves. So Mother Devahuti wants people to know the precarious condition, the dangerous condition of this material world. And you see what is she saying in the first word of this shloka? You see, she is saying, Virago yena purusho. Viraga means vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. Viraga yena purusho bhagavan sarvato bhavet. Achashvat jiva lokasya. Jiva lokasya means all the people of the universe. Jiv means living entities or spirit souls. And lokasya means universe. So, for all people of the universe, please tell us about Samsruti, please tell us about this material existence. Please tell us about the dangers of this material existence. Please tell us about the birth and death which a person has to undergo. This cycle of birth and death. Knowing which, once a person knows the cycle of birth and death, he'll become detached. At least he will endeavor to become detached. Because he knows that till I'm attached to this, till I'm under bodily concept or mental concept or intellectual concept of life, I cannot go back to, I cannot get liberation. Because you see, people have no knowledge. Ordinary people, they have no understanding of how dangerous position human beings are in. That is why all the acharyas, all pure devotees, they tell people, please wake up, give up everything, surrender to Krishna. Why? Because they know how dangerous position a living entity is in. Pure devotees know that unless people surrender to Krishna, they can't get liberation from this cycle of birth and death. The cycle of birth and death is so dangerous. You see, no one knows that at the time of death, what kind of modes will affect him. At the time of death, if a person comes in touch with mode of ignorance, immediately he will get a lower species of life, lower body of some insects, some lower species, insects, birds, reptiles. No one knows what kind of modes a person is associating with. That's why Vedic scriptures say that we should live in a temple. We should live in a dham. Temple of Krishna is a dham. It's a localized pocket of Golok Vrindavan in the busy city of any city. In a very busy city, a temple of Lord Krishna where pure devotees live. It's Golok Vrindavan. So people should try to associate with pure devotees as much as possible. People should try to live in the temple with association of in the association of devotees as much as possible. Because any place in this material world, our great Acharya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say that any place in this world where Krishna Katha is going on, where discourses on Krishna are held, that place is Golok Vrindavan. Krishna personally resides there. It's a place of pilgrimage. So ordinary people, they have no understanding. that suddenly they can come in touch with material modes and whole life gets destroyed. All the endeavor, this beautiful human birth that has been given to us by Krishna, because human life is meant for Krishna realization. So Mother Devahuti, you see, that is the meaning of a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means para dukha dukhi. Now Mother Devahuti, she is a pure devotee. She is the most exalted woman in the whole universe. Most exalted woman in the universe. Because she is son of, she is the daughter of, she is the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. So she is the, and she is the granddaughter of Lord Brahma. So she is the most exalted, most glorious woman in the whole universe. So, and she's a pure devotee of Krishna. So, a pure devotee does not worry about himself or herself. No. Because a pure devotee knows that he is going back to Krishna after this life. But what if he works so hard for people who are suffering in this material world? Why pure devotees, they are always working? Why? Because they want to help people. That is real service to humanity, real humanitarian work. They are engaged in the highest charitable work. They are engaged in the highest humanitarian work, which is to liberate people from this cycle of birth and death. So Mother Devahuti, she is a pure devotee, she is the most glorious woman in the whole creation. And she is requesting her son, Bhagwan Kapil, to talk about this samskriti, this material existence, which is ocean of birth and death. So that by hearing this, people may come to detachment. You see, the first word which she uses is virago. By hearing this, people should come to the platform of detachment. So this is the meaning of a Vaishnava. Because she is a Vaishnava, she is a devotee, pure devotee of Krishna. It is said in the Vedic scripture that para dukha dukhi. When a pure devotee sees others unhappy, he becomes unhappy. For himself, he knows that he is going back to Krishna. But when he sees others suffering, that's when he decides to help everyone, to go back to Krishna. Right? So Mother Devahuti, that's why she's asking this question to Bhagwan Kapil. And she is asking about, you see, Achakshva Jivalokasya. Achakshva means to open the eyes of people. Chakshu means eyes. Achakshva means to open the eyes of people, to make people realize bhakti, how important bhakti is, how necessary it is to engage in bhakti. It's not an optional thing for human beings. No, it's a must for everyone, every human being to engage in bhakti. It's a must. And because she is a pure devotee of Krishna, she is compassionate towards everyone. That is the meaning of a pure Vaishnava. A pure devotee is always compassionate towards others, and because of his compassion to others, he preaches the glories of Krishna so that others may benefit from this Shravana. So those who are new to the channel can subscribe. All of you can like, comment, share. we'll stop here today. We'll continue our discussion in the next session. There are many things which we have to discuss. Bhagwan Kapil now will enter into Bhakti Yoga. So we'll continue our discussion from the next session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.